Genetics, the probability of genetic traits using Punnet squares. Gregor Mendel did genetic experiments with pea plants. Peas are self-pollinating, so they started out as purebred. He took two plants, one that produced yellow seeds and one that produced green seeds, and cross-pollinated them. He got all yellow peas. We call this the parent generation, and what he got in the F1 generation was all yellow. He allowed these F1 generation seeds to self-pollinate, and his results were a little unexpected. 25% of the seeds were green in the F2 generation after being completely hidden in the F1 generation. This phenomenon can be explained by dominant and recessive genes and the tool of Punnet squares. Because yellow is the dominant color, we use the letter capital Y. The capital Y is used for the dominant and lowercase y is used for recessive. Anytime you do dominant and recessive, the dominant, you always use the letter of the dominant, and the dominant always is the capital. The lowercase is always the recessive. So here we have a purebred yellow with the capital Y, and purebred green with the lowercase y. This does not show any yellow at all because it does not have the capital Y or the dominant trait in it. So the first thing we do is we make a square with a cross in the middle of it. This is called a Punnet square. And then across the top we're going to put one parent. So this is our first parent, and the options that you have for it to give is a capital Y or a capital Y. Remember that we have two sets of the same gene, and each set is split during meiosis. So it's either this gene, the capital Y, or this gene, the capital Y. So we are going to put those here, a capital Y here, and a capital Y here, because those are your two choices. On the side, we're going to put the other two, a lowercase y here, and a lowercase y here. To fill in the square, we put the capital Y's here and here. We work them down, and these capital Y's here and here. The lowercase y's go here, here, and these lowercase go here and here. So our result is four of the same thing that have a capital Y and a lowercase y. Anytime you have a dominant gene, it is the one that is expressed. So we have a capital Y gene, so then yellow is expressed. So we have the capital Y, which is yellow. The little y, because there's no capital in it, is expressed in green. It allows the green to show through, is how you could think of it. And so then our children are all yellow because they have the capital Y. This is that F1 generation that we talked about before. Now he took that F1 generation and he let it self-pollinate. So we had one of these and it self-pollinated. So we have the capital Y, lowercase y, capital Y, lowercase y. So we start again with the Punnet square. And now we've got a different choice for our parents. So we bring a capital Y here and the lowercase y here. Because this parent, the choice is either this one or this one, the capital Y or the lowercase y. And on the side, we do the same thing. This capital Y here, this lowercase y here. So then we bring the capital Y through here, the lowercase y through here, this capital Y through here, this lowercase y through here, and this is what we end up with. So if we have two capital Y's, it shows us that it is yellow. And these two capital Y lowercase y's, because there's a capital in it, also show yellow. And the two little y's, because there is no capital in it, show us the recessive color, or green. So our result is that we had 1, or 25%, as capital Y, which is yellow. 2, which is capital Y, lowercase y. 50% heterozygous, or big Y, little y. And 25% little y, or green. So we end up with 75% yellow and 25% green. The only thing is when you're yellow, you can't tell if it's capital Y, or capital Y, lowercase y. But you always know that if it shows the recessive color, it is two lowercase letters. So the purebred capital Y, or little y, is known as homozygous. A hybrid, which is capital Y, lowercase y, as in this, is heterozygous. So let's do another one. A heterozygous plant that produces yellow peas is crossed with a plant that produces green peas. So the heterozygous means it is a capital and a lowercase, one of each. The green, we know it has to be homozygous, little y, because if there was a big Y in it, it would show yellow. So we start with the Punnet square, and we put capital Y, lowercase y, that comes from this parent. And then on the side, we're going to put the green, which is little y, and we bring the y's down and across, and this is what we end up with: a capital Y, lowercase y, and little y. So if we think about this, we have the big Y, little y are showing yellow, the little y are showing green. So our result is 50% yellow and 50% green. This is just a summary of what we're going to be getting into, and we will do a lot of these Punnet squares to get you used to it.